Fairies. They are in every aspect of our lives. They travel with the air we breathe. You see them dancing with the fire we light. They even swim in the water we drink. They are in every show and in every movie. They bring folklore to life. But what exactly are these strange creatures? What do they stand for? Why are they so mysterious? We'll go over these questions and more, so grab a snack and a drink and cozy by the fire and let us dive in. This is the first episode of Mysticism and Coffee, where we go over mythology and occult lore. Today we will be taking a look at the fairies and give you practical advice on how to work with them. It was very easy to anger the little people, the way humans act, how they treated each other, and most importantly, how they treated nature disgusted the fae. So it was very common to avoid them altogether. Now, it wasn't always human versus fairies. Some of the older religions venerated them, but with the rise of Christianity, the popes and the church leaders saw them as a threat to the sanctity of God. But fairies had been around longer than the church, and the old faith was hard to distinguish altogether, so of course demonization has seemed the only option. Legend has it that the fairies were angels who stayed neutral in the war against God, therefore they were sent to earth, while the fairies who rebelled with Lucifer were sent to hell. Some legends even claim that the devil himself holds dominion over the fairy world. Reverend Robert Kirk was a pastor that demonized the fair folk. He became a well-known victim of them as well. It is said when he died, his apparition appeared to his cousin and told his cousin he was a prisoner of the fair folk for revealing their secrets, but will return on the ceremony of his son's baptism. Should his cousin see his apparition, he should throw a dagger at him. He did eventually show up to the baptism, but the cousin was so surprised that he missed his chance, leaving Kirk a prisoner forever. Now, Kirk left behind a legacy of information in his book The Secret Commonwealth of Elves, Fauns, and Fairies, which detailed the fairy faith and how to see them. For example, my favorite instructions from the book: you snip a piece of hair from a corpse that has been restrained to a bier. Place it around your waist and scoot down and look backwards until the funeral procession has passed. But don't be mistaken, this is not the only piece of lore about the fair folk out there. It is said in Celtic lore that the good people are known to kidnap not just their enemies, but people who they favor as well. They are known to kidnap baby and replace them with their own, especially if the baby has not yet been baptized. These tricky little fairies were called changelings. They were combated by balancing iron to the false baby, or pretending to throw the little devil into the fire, to the despair of their real mother, who would instantly take them back. Now, there are some fairies who were known to cause death, like the Kelpies, who were horse-like fairies who lured unsuspecting victims to the depths of the water. They would convince their victims to ride on their backs before rushing into the murky waters. Another fairy known to cause death is Leanne Seeley. She is known to bring creative inspiration to her victims, but for a price. She takes the breath of those moved by her divine inspiration if their lips dare touch hers. Jenny Greenteeth also comes to mind when talking about the bad fae. She is also a fairy, like the Kelpies, who lure unsuspecting victims into the depths of the murkiness. She is described as an old woman with seaweed hair and green skin, but she could also appear as a beautiful woman to lure her victims to their demise. This legend was most likely told to kids, so they would not mistake the green waters for grass and fall deep into the mysterious banks. Now, as there are bad fays, there are good ones as well, such as the brownies who are household fae that help clean up around the house and make goods for the owners, and the villa who specialize in helping those with garden magic and music. But how do we categorize if a fairy is good or bad? I can hear you contemplating. How do I know which ones to work with and which ones to avoid? I would tell you that there are classification that organizes them, but to lead you to think that these classifications is set in stone would be misleading. The fair folk cannot be put into a box. This is only to wrap our human minds around the inscrutable world of the Fae. We'll start off with the Silly Court. They are the phase of the summer and spring months. They are known to be happy, cheerful, joyful, and bring inspirations to creatives and artists alike. They can also be mischievous and trickery because they are childlike and free. Their counterparts are the Unsilly Court. They are fairies of the fall and winter month. They can nip you, trick you, pinch you, trip you, and lead you astray. But they too have their lessons, as mentioned by Brian Floyd, author of Good Fairies, Bad Fairies. You can also work with the elementals, which are the essence of the four elements. They can help you in certain aspects of your life. Earth elementals are bound to the ground, to the soil, to the dirt. They are called gnomes, and you can call upon them for growth or abundance. They are also good for grounding. Water elementals are bound to water. They can enhance intuition, provoke love, and help heal emotional problems. They are called undies. Air elementals are bound to the sky. They fly with the wind, mingle with the air we breathe. You call upon them for communication or intellect workings. They are called sniffs. And lastly, fire elementals are intertwined with fire. They are good for inspiration, banishing and burning away any energies that are no longer wanted. They are called salamanders. Fairies have unspoken elegance and rules that us humans might find unnecessary. For example, you should not say thank you to a fae. It makes them feel as if they owe you. Instead, say I appreciate these gifts. Do not break your word when making deals with the fae. They are beings that live on truth, and it's not best to make any deals with them until you're ready. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay magical.